Ooh, spring break at the farm, always good times. But if you know how to navigate, it's not so bad. Parking right now at the hotel, it's 9:45.
I don't think I put my watch on.
Is wrapped all the way out around Crescent, almost a grand. Parking here, 2 cars deep in all 4 gates. So just be aware of that on holidays and weekends and stuff. Make sure you get here around 9:15, 9:30-ish and park in the main lot. Try to come north on Beach if you can. Now we're gonna see what it looks like inside the park, because that's how we roll. I swear the randomness of me getting caught in that frickin' security line is ridiculous. Every time now. See that? Even with the security check. Like 5 minutes. However, if you are planning on getting here to do Ghost Rider first, not the best idea. That's my advice to you. Also, holy cow, if you're planning on doing guest services early in the morning, also not a great idea. If ever you were to live by any words, it's these. In baking, follow directions. When cooking, go by your own taste. Jackson goes by his own taste a lot because he always be cooking.
Let him cook.
We decided our best bet is going to be the bakery this morning. It's going to be delicious. Maybe I get one of these lemon bars. All right, got our burrito, check. Did the national anthem, check. Watched the super long line at Ghost Rider, get even longer, check. Now it's like 10:10. We're gonna head to the back of the park and see if we can jump on Accelerator right quick. Doesn't look like they've opened up the switchbacks for Silver Bullet yet either. So the line kind of wraps all the way out of the entrance and to the back. They're running 2 trains, so that's still probably like a 10-minute wait, but still, that's daunting if you don't know what you're looking at. Still have all the logs over here. Quite a log jam, if you will. Nailed it. Not looking forward to summer when this whole thing is all filled up and they're still only running 1 train. It's a tight squeeze up this ramp. All right, Jackson's going on Accelerator. He hasn't ridden this in 11 years. A lot of people are figuring out that there's things to do back here early on in the morning too. We decided to ride in the front of Accelerator. Well, Jackson decided he wanted to ride in the front of Accelerator. So it took like 15 minutes, but it still wasn't too bad. The time it takes for them to run car to car has gotten significantly shorter from when they started in like September or whenever it was when they opened it. So there's improvement there, and that's a good sign, especially when it comes to like KNOTTs and operations. It's always good to see improvements from their operations. A solid 5-minute wait to hang time. I'm convinced now that this little pop-up mart here is going to be just like a tent, because it's supposed to open in May, they said, and they haven't even started with anything yet. So I don't know what's going on here. They have a light yet back there, but that's about it.
You're doing good.
I think all that excitement and hubbub in the morning has got us down. So let's pick ourselves back up with some coffee. And just in the nick of time, Fairy Tales shuts down. Broken down again. This ride can't buy a break. Poor Fairy Tales. There's something that I haven't been able to do in forever is get a picture with the coyotes. Moxie, Brainy, Susie, Ace.
There's Tipsy, and there's Queasy.
So I think Crash said it best when he said that you can always tell when Knott's is busy when they start having to use these switchbacks for the mine ride. This line can get incredibly long depending on how many trains they decide they want to run. Hopefully they're running 2, but it says 30 minutes. I don't know if that's 30 minutes.
Thanks, Mom.
Maybe 45. And then we've got this. We got the old log ride still down. I'm assuming maybe the weather kind of had them run behind a little bit, so they're just biding their time at this point. Now, luckily, it hasn't been, oh man, see those ducks that just slid down there? All the little baby ducks. All the baby ducks.
You see them?
Look at them all go. Oh, they just realized there's no water down there.
Hey, pay attention and stop looking at that squirrel.
But like we were saying, probably anytime now. Luckily, it hasn't been too hot, so people aren't really like screaming for this ride to reopen, except for us, just because we like it. But anyway, long story short, log ride's still down. All right, the moms decided to just make the most of this situation. They have a new home now under this little log flume.
And they all lived happily ever after.
One thing we haven't done a lot of since the Boysenberry Festival started was look at all the little stands that they have through Ghost Town. We should probably do that. We got brittle, Mrs. Shell's brittle and nuts.
I creased them on the first day that I had them.
2 peanuts and 2 brittles. Got some Easter things still here. We got the barn and a horse's ass.
Language.
Oh man, the sheep are all sheared up. Hi, baby. Of course. I like the sheep, but I miss the piggies. The leather people are here every year. Tried and true. Leather craftsmanship. Very fitting. 11:35. Now we wait for the stagecoach. There's a reason why we decided to wait so early. But this is why we decided to wait for 30 minutes. When you ride the stagecoach, you get a really good view of just how crowded the park is. I'm gonna head over to Camp Snoopy now and see what's going on with all that stuff. Man, there's a lot of people here today. Glad we got here when we did. I know there was a big question about whether they were going to put something up at the front of the Camp Snoopy store now. I don't think they will, because there's nothing to actually hang it. Let's go into, oh my goodness. If you're trying to ride Silly Side or Sierra Sidewinder, good luck to you. Over where they're going to be putting airmail. They kind of ripped that back wall off there. I'm not sure what this big hole is going to be. Since they moved the tree, they haven't really done a whole lot, but this is probably like, I'm assuming it's going to be a fairly easy project, so it's something that they'll be able to whip up in 3 or 4 days maybe.
But you got to spend money to make money, champ. Moving on.
The theater, it looked like it got kind of slowed down from the rain. They're still, looks like they're still running the rebar in the back there, and they haven't really touched the stage yet. So this is, I'm assuming that this is kind of a big part of the building here, that this is something that they definitely have to get right. And if they don't, it could spell disaster for the rest of the project. So there are a couple, you know, there's a couple little trenches there that they're still running the rebar in. I'm not sure how thick it's going to be as far as when they lay the concrete and stuff, but I'm assuming that it's only a matter of time now that until we actually get the concrete laid. As far as the Grand Sierra Railroad, they dug up the tracks and they've just been here. I'm not sure if they're just waiting for the new materials to come in before they start laying the new ones, or if they are in fact going to redirect it on the other side there. This will obviously be the same, but we have yet to see if they're going to actually change the track layout altogether in the back there. My guess is probably not. I'm hoping for a covered bridge there at the end. We'll see, but this probably not done by Memorial Day, because they've kind of looks like they've kind of hit a brick wall here. And as far as the Tender Pod coaster, this is their big workhorse right now. This is where they got most of their manpower dedicated to. They're starting to get more and more materials piled up over there on La Palma behind the claim jumpers, and it looks like they've laid down the concrete for the loading bay, which is kind of backed up against the rocks here. Looks like most of the groundwork is pretty much done, and they're going to start going vertical here pretty soon. But you can see they do still have like a couple little posts, like those little diagonal posts. I don't know what those are called, what you call those, but it looks like they have the track layout from where the turn is going to be. But yeah, this is where we are with that now. This is going to be the Golden Goose for the time being, I think. Same thing with the where Huff and Puff was and the trucking company, the little Beagle Express. They're kind of going all out there too. Like that's kind of every week we've come by, we've seen improvements and we've seen progression over there. So that's something that they're really kind of focusing a lot of attention on too. Not like the Ferris wheel where Happy Swing's going to be. We've seen Happy Swing just sitting over in the La Palma lot for maybe a couple months now, I think. But they finally got broke all the concrete out of there, so that's just kind of a big dirt pit. But this seems like they're moving along quick, probably because this ride's going to take a lot of work because it's a completely different experience than the other two that it's taking over. But for the most part, man, they're really dedicating a lot of man hours to these two projects, Tender Pod Coaster and the Beagle Express. I'm excited for these. I think these are going to be two of the ones that are open, along with the Happy Swing there at the end. So the back end of Camp Snoopy is going to be really cool. Well, I tell you what, Camp Snoopy is kind of the popular place to be right now. There's a lot of kids out on spring break, a lot of people taking vacations right now, and because Camp Snoopy's only half open, you know, a lot of these lines get real backed up real fast. So if you are planning on coming on a busy day like this before Camp Snoopy fully reopens, make sure you do bring your patience, because there's a lot of people in here. It's looking like the place to be these days. They haven't done much else with this besides take some of these tracks off, but they have been going in and out of here because these doors are slightly askew, slightly ajar, if you will. However, inside there's really nothing different about it. Still, very excited for this to come back. 2025, baby. The Fiesta is all up in this village. Plenty of people here, and this land is fully operational. Everything going except for the old dragon swing. Still getting its limbs fixed, I guess, or something. I'm not really sure what's going on with that ride, but it'll be nice when that one's back up and going again. And it's lunchtime. I think I'll go to Sutter's and get some.
Psych!
This line gets long as soon as this park opens, man. This is a fan favorite here. You know, back in my day, I remember when this was an actual ghost town. And here's a surprise, they're not running Riverboat's Revenge today. It's kind of weird. You would think that this would be like one of the perfect days to do it, but they gotta take a break sometime, huh? Still getting those old town vibes here in the dance hall too. Plenty to eat, plenty to drink in here, and escape from the sun, because the sun's out now. Bad sun. What you got there? Some sort of mushroom with some zits. That's a Scary Farm dish. Is that the Caprice Portobello? Is it so gross?
Okay.
Okay.
What are you eating? Zits on a mushroom.
I can't even cut this thing.
A little hard. Don't drop it. I'll help you.
That's why I'm holding it like this. Got the mushroom part.
And cheese. Oh, it's good, huh?
And a zit. And then we got the blackened shrimp and the lemon rice with boysenberry drizzle and a delicious hot cobbler. Oh, we found the dead people. Mom got scared. She's out of here. She can't handle the cemetery. She's got a fear of cemeteries. Made it over here till 1. This is the line for guest services now at 1 o'clock. Reaching Merry Farm levels between this and the Ghost Rider line. That's a long stand in line there. It goes all the way down to basically the beginning of Calico. So that was a lot of food, but it was delicious nonetheless. Just bear in mind, KNOTT is going to be busy for the rest of the weekend, and then it's probably going to slow down next week. I think this is the last full week that they're running Boysenberry Festival, and then starting next Monday they go back to normal, and then they'll run it on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays until I believe the beginning of May. So that's what's going on. But now guess what? Guess who gets to go to work? Guess we'll just have to catch y'all on that flippity flop.